Your skin has gone through so much in the last decade or so. Your collagen declining 1% every year since you were 25. Your bone is getting reabsorbed. You have spent last, 15 years, making babies, raising babies, working on your career. You were constantly in and out of the house. So all these things starting showing up on your face in your late 30s, early 40s. And then you just, one day realize that, you did not have that spot, or you didn't have this little patch of faded pigments on your cheek. So you start looking for different products. You might be getting some laser treatments, some peels done, and things are moving along. You're seeing the improvement, and then comes the summer. So if you are not intentional about protecting your results at this age, you will lose it all, or in worst case scenario, your pigmentation will be back and will be worse than before. So if you're intentional, the solution is very, very simple. You just have to make sure that you are minimizing the sun damage and you are using a pigment suppressing active. That's it. Two things for summer. And then when summer's over, you can go back and start experimenting and adding other actives if you want to. But in summer, we're going to keep things simple and just focus on sun protection, free radical protection, and using actives that are keeping our melanocytes calm. So there are two things that freaks melanocytes. There's one is UV radiation exposure, and the other thing is heat. So for the PM wash, if you are one of those people who see an uptick in a breakout during summer season, I'm one of them, as I am already seeing that. One thing you can do is that get your cleanser that has a salicylic acid in that. So that acid will keep your pore unclogged and kind of minimize your breakout. Or what you can do, if you're already not doing that, you can do a double cleanse. So you can use an oil-based cleanser to kind of take away all the grime, sweat, sunscreen, makeup off. You just use that, lather your face, at least give yourself a minute, just massage, rinse off, and then you can go back using your regular dental cleanser. So I personally use the Prequel. This is by Dr. Sam Alice. I love this brand. This is a very generous amount. It's like 14 fluid ounce, and it's like $18. It lasts forever. The oil-based cleanser is also from the same brand. I'm almost out of it. Once I am completely out of the oil-based, I have ordered, this is like a South Korean brand called Handscan. So I'm going to see how this works. This is pore cleansing oil. It has PHA. So it's like very gentle exfoliation. Even though in summer you have to be like very careful. One thing you don't want to do is like overstrip your skin. So moving on to the eye area. For the serum, I use Revive Lash. This is the first serum I used when I almost had no eyebrow. It was all gone. So I started using this. My eyebrows, hair came back. Same with my eyelashes. So I really love it. It's a little on the expensive side. So it's, I believe it's like $50, and it lasts like 2.5 months. So if you don't want to use this, you can still use the ordinary eyebrow and eyelash serum that I talked about in an AM Skin Care during summer. So for the under eye area, I use the Beauty of Joseon ginseng and retinol. I take this very tiny amount and kind of just pat my under eye and my eyelids, and the formulation is so nice and creamy. It's not that light, but at the same time it gets absorbed like really fast, so I really like it. Antioxidant. So in the AM we were using vitamin C. Now in the PM is none other than vitamin A. I personally use Tretinoin. I started with the lowest concentration, then went up. So for me, I have discussed this with my dermatologist, and I please suggest the same, that if you are on a prescription, which is Tretinoin is a prescription, you discuss with your doctor that if you start seeing peeling with the same concentration that you have been using throughout winter and spring, but in summer your skin is irritated, sensitive, try maybe going down the concentration. This is what I do. So I've been using 0.05%, and then after talking to my doctor during summer, what I do, I just go down a little bit. So this is 0.025%. One other thing that you can do, instead of cream formulation, you can use gel formulation, or you can just stop using tretinoin and use like over-the-counter retinol or retinal. That would work just fine. Now moving on to pigment suppression. Now the star of that product line for pigment suppression is Remedy for Dark Spot by Dr. Shah. He's another influencer online, and he is incredibly knowledgeable, and his product is even better. This is $38. I don't know how he was able to accomplish this, and it has everything under the sun for pigment suppression. It has retinol, mandelic acid, kojic acid, glutathione, licorice roots, tranexamic acid, niacinamide, and some more actives in there. this is one of the best product for dark spots in the market, and extremely reasonably priced. You can just do a subscription and you're going to get further discounts. If not, you can just try and see how you like it. So I use it like 5 times a week, and I have two other things in rotation for dark spot. Is this is Natarium tranexamic tropical acid 5%. I love this product. It's very light. The texture is so good. I'm not in the mood of any of that little thicker formulation. I just straight up go for alpha arbutin 2% by Ordinary. These are the basics. And again, one thing that you can just remember is that sun protection and pigment suppression. That's where your skincare routine should kind of revolve around. And by the time the summer is over, you should be golden. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.